What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Charm City Heavyweights Podcast, brought to you by Grade 8 Memorabilia in Parkville, Maryland. I'm the host, Matt Trigger. With me, as always, is my co-host, Josh Merrill. Josh, what is going on?
What's up, Matt? Coming live from the man cave and the governor of Maryland. What's his name?
Westmore.
Thanks for raising property tax so high today. It's going to affect and hurt a lot of people. And also thanks for raising the sales tax. Good thing to do when people are struggling, but
Yeah, let's not, get too political this early on. It is NFL Super WildCard weekend. We're gonna be previewing, and we're going to talk a little bit about the coaching changes, and all this has a lot of effect on the Baltimore Ravens this weekend, buddy.
yeah, I hope these jobs get
What do you
filled real
think?
quick. I just hope these jobs keep getting filled and our guys stay here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd like to have
mean,
McDonald another year, man.
I honestly, to me, I think we keep Monken longer than we keep McDonald. That's just my personal opinion on the matter.
No, Moncton's old and
he
McDonald's young and the hot pick. The only thing that hurts McDonald is he's a defensive guy, and a lot of these young guys are offensive minds. It seems like the defensive young coaches don't work out.
Right. They are young offensive
but the offensive young guys do work out. It seems like the defensive guys don't turn out to be what they were. It's because it's the offensive league. I mean, all the rules, everything points to the offense.
No, I agree with you. It's a situation where you don't want to see McDonald go, and you don't want to, lose that continuity. And it seems like these teams are starting to pick apart our coaching staff for interviews for head coach and defensive coordinator. A couple of our position coaches have been asked to, interview for defensive coordinator positions around the NFL. So it's, hopefully we don't get picked bone dry, but that's what happens when you have a good organization.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since our coordinators have been hot for people to want to grab for head coaching vacancies. So, I mean, it's a good thing. We just got to look, man. I'm just focused on this year. I don't care about next year. Right now, I want to win the Super Bowl. We have a window. We are in a spot where it can get done. I want to get it done. I want to do it. Because these seasons like this don't come around too often, and you're not guaranteed it'll happen this way again. Everything so far this season, knock on wood, has bounced in the Ravens' favor. Everything. Okay?
You're right.
The last time that happened, we won it. And you can't blow the chance when everything is going your way. We got extremely lucky in 2012 when we won that Super Bowl because we were right there the year before, and everything went our way that year. But we got lucky, and it doesn't happen that often, man. So we got to get it, man. I'm nervous. I'm glad we're not playing this week, but I'm nervous. I want to get the game going, and I want to get to the AFC Championship somehow.
Oh, yeah, I want to also. We're the AFC title comes through M&T Bank this year.
Well, we got to win. Yeah, if we win, it does.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm not really nervous about any particular team playing this weekend. on the AFC side. I think we match up well against every single one of them.
I agree. I agree. I got a feeling, man. If we played the Chiefs, would that be the championship round? The AFC Championship, or is
Yeah,
there a
that would be the
possibility we
championship
could
round.
play them? Okay, because I don't know why I got a feeling he's got to get to the he's got to get through Mahomes. I just got a feeling he's got to get through Mahomes. He's never faced him in the playoffs. He's beaten him in the regular season, but Mahomes has beaten him 2 or 3 times. Lamar's beaten him once. It was almost like when Flacco had to beat Manning and Brady. He took out Manning and Brady, and it's like he had to do that to get. I feel like Lamar is going to have to get through Mahomes. I know this Chiefs team is not the typical Chiefs teams we've been used to seeing, but look, he's still Patrick Mahomes. And if some of them receivers get their head together just a little bit, they can be extremely dangerous and a threat. I just got a feeling, man. I got a feeling he's got to get through Mahomes. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, he does. I I think in the AFC Championship we'll either see Kansas City or Buffalo,
Yeah,
depending on how
got to
things
get through
shake out.
Allen
But
too. Same
like
story.
I
Same
think the
story.
the highest seeds. Yeah, same story. Um, I'm kind of interested to see what's going to go down. A lot of the weather for the AFC title game, the AFC Super Wild Card games is going to be real dicey. Kansas City, they're expecting it to dip
Yeah.
30
Dolphins
below.
fans are bitching, saying the game should be moved to Indy, and that it should be moved somewhere else, wherever's closest to Kansas City. St. Louis, they don't use that stadium anymore, so I
I
guess it
mean,
would be Indy would be the next closest place. So that's just come on, that's pussy shit.
yeah, it really. I mean, it is. I
I
understand
mean, I
to
know
a
they
certain
play in
degree that
Miami,
it
but
might be
playoff
dangerous for
football is
people to be
cold,
out in the
dude.
weather that long.
I mean, what do you mean?
Yeah,
They don't got heaters?
it's well,
It's
I
always
mean,
cold in Kansas
30.
City.
It's 30 below, buddy.
I was at the coldest game in Ravens history. I had hand warmers packed in my ass and my genitals. It was bad, man. It was cold as shit. And it happened to be the Bengals game, Andy Dalton's 4th and 14, whatever that crazy shit was. That happened right in front of my face. Watch Eric Weddle. I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
so
good.
I mean, how cold is it supposed to be? I mean, I don't watch the news anymore. It's depressing. How cold is it supposed to be?
From what Tim Barberlace and all them were saying on the radio today, they're saying by the
Tim
second
Barberlace.
quarter it could be as low as it could be 30 below zero.
Don't they have games like that in Green Bay all the time?
Yeah, they do. And I know Buffalo has been getting hit with a snowstorm, and they were talking about moving the Buffalo and Pittsburgh game to the Cleveland Browns Stadium, but they ended up announcing today that the game's going to be held in Buffalo.
Dude,
So
it literally snows in Buffalo every day.
Go for.
They're like Eskimos up there, man.
It does.
They live in the snow. They're like Eskimos up there.
Yeah. It's it's interesting that this week with the Ravens bye week and all, we've had a little bit of good news. The Ravens restructured the dead money for Odell Beckham to hopefully extend him a little bit, past this year. And Mark Andrews returned to practice
he's gonna be back
today. So
yeah, and he looks good.
People are saying, "Oh, he's not going to play the divisional round." I think he's going to play.
I think he does, but I don't
tells
think
me he's
me too. I don't know if he's going to. Get more snaps than likely, but I do think he's in there, and they're going to test to see. I mean, you got to brace the divisional round. It's now or never. It ain't no saving him. That's silly to me. It's no guarantee to get to the next round. This is do or die, man. You got to throw all your cards on the fucking table, as they say, and go for it. So if there's any inkling Andrews can be out there, I think he will be. I think that'd be foolish to save him for the next game, dude. I mean, that's not guaranteed. This is do or die right now. Everything. And I just want to say
you're absolutely right.
I just want to say I love how John Harbaugh has handled this bye week, first round bye. He's kept them engaged, man. He's kept the practices physical. He's trying to keep the intensity there. He didn't give them no days off. I like what he's doing. He's trying to keep that mojo there. I think that's why a lot of the guys played that we didn't want to see play last week. He's just trying to keep that continuity there. He's not. He don't want. He knows his team's on fire, and he don't want that fire to burn out.
You know, and I totally agree with you. I'm glad that he's taking a different approach as opposed to 2019. I think that it's a different team anyway in the first place. I'm just hoping that this pays off and the offense continues to click and they continue to roll. That's where I'm at with that. And let's kind of get into our first AFC matchup, and that is the Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans. A lot of people have been talking about this game all week, thinking that Flacco is going to go in there and just dominate that Houston defense, which I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a lot closer of a game than people think. And
I think CJ Stroud is a very talented quarterback, and I think the Browns go home.
I agree with you. I think this is one of those situations where I'm not saying it because he's been getting so much hype, but this might be one of those situations where Flacco has a 3 interception game that costs them the game. He's in his gunslinger era right now.
Oh, he gives no F right now.
He's turnover prone.
Yeah, that's the thing people aren't talking about. He's thrown like 7 picks. But he's the thing is though, he's dangerous right now, buddy. He gives no Fs. He is just slinging it. He's just throwing it, dude. He don't care.
Yeah,
he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. What's he got to lose? Nobody expected him to lead them to the playoffs. I mean, he's got nothing to lose.
And he's not going to be the starting quarterback there in 2024.
Nope. And he's got his
pressure zero.
That's going to be interesting.
He's playing to be on somebody's team as a backup next year.
He is. But what I'm trying to say is that's going to be interesting, man, especially if somehow he went on a run in the playoffs. But Joe's old. I would stick with Watson. But I hope not, man. I'm hoping CJ Stroud takes him out. I don't want Joe in Baltimore next week.
If
I don't want no chance of it happening.
It could be them.
I'd rather see CJ Stroud.
I think the only way we don't see Houston is if Pittsburgh beats Buffalo, and
not happening.
Of that game,
that's gonna
be a I don't know if it's gonna be a blowout, but. So I think
you didn't pick the score. You didn't pick the score of the Browns game.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we just were picking winners, but okay. I think Houston takes it in Houston. I think they get their first playoff win under DeMeco Ryans, and I think that it's going to be a 27-17 game.
I like that. I'm going to go 27-10. I think Joe has 4 interceptions. There's a touchdown. They kick a field goal. I think CJ Stroud comes to Baltimore, and it's I like that. Yeah, I forget his name. I know you just said it. The Texans coach. I really like him. DeMeco Ryan. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I really like him. I don't want him to beat us.
Linebacker when he played.
He sure was. I'm gonna go. I already gave my score. Sorry. All right, let's get back into Pittsburgh, Matt. Go ahead.
There we go. So now Buffalo is hosting Pittsburgh this weekend in the afternoon game. So, I think that this is going to be one of those situations where Buffalo leans on their heavily on their run game. They got a really good running game, and Pittsburgh does not have TJ Watt.
They do not. I think. Look, I think Pittsburgh has no shot in hell to win this game. If they win this game, it has to be something crazy happen. They have to play not only their best. They have to play their best game of the year, make no mistakes, run the ball extremely well, get pressure on Josh Allen, without TJ Watt, which I have no idea how they're going to do that. Hayward looks like a different guy to me in the middle of that defense when Watt's not in there, and the attention kind of shifts more to him. You know what I mean? I don't think they have a shot. My score in this game, I'm gonna go something. I'm gonna go 37. I'm gonna go 37-17 Buffalo. Josh Allen sitting on the bench at the fourth quarter.
That's pretty bold. I don't think it's gonna be that high scoring of a game based on the weather factor more than anything else. I think Buffalo takes it 28-13. I think that they do put up some points, but I don't think any team's gonna crack the 30s because just solely based on how shitty the weather has been and how it's gonna be.
Every time we say that, I feel like teams score a lot. That's why I never go that way. But I hear you. That's possible.
Yeah. I do think that Buffalo probably scores. I'd say they score 3 out of their 4 touchdowns on the ground. I think Allen might have a touchdown pass, but I think he's going to do more damage with his legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the final AFC playoff wildcard game this weekend is Miami traveling to Kansas City. We touched on that a little bit ago. That's going to be Tyreek Hill's homecoming. This is a different Kansas City team than we're used to seeing. Kansas City is not that good in terms of their offensive playmakers. Their defense has really bailed them out of a lot of games this year.
Yes, I agree with you. Look, I think this game favors Kansas City. The cold weather is going to affect them. The guys in Kansas are way more used to it than the Miami guys. I think this game, I don't want to go too crazy with the score, but I think it's going to be something like 21-11. Weird, like Dolphins get a couple safeties somehow.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be that, but I think that this game is going to end up being probably the highest scoring game out of all the AFC games this weekend.
Not me. 2 don't look right.
I think it's going to be 21-14. That's my Kansas City. I got Kansas City advancing. I honestly think that we see Houston next weekend.
Yeah, I don't care who it is, to be honest.
You know,
I just don't want it to be Joe. I don't want to hear that all week, man. And I don't want it to get in our locker room, and I don't, Roquan's going to say shit. And that's
all right.
That team could come in here. I know, but if they come in here, they got nothing to lose, dude. They can just go for it on 4th down, crazy shit. We got everything to lose.
I agree with you. I wanted us to, I think this is one of those years where we just match up with anybody, Josh.
Yeah, because you know what? This is one of the first Ravens teams I've seen that can beat you more than one way. They can beat you with Lamar's arm. They can beat you with RPO, Lamar's legs. They can beat you with a solid run game. And now they had Dalvin Cook. And now I like what I heard from Todd Monken, by the way, yesterday at his press conference where he said, and they said, what do you view Dalvin Cook? And he's like, I view him as a weapon. We're trying to figure out how to make him a weapon. So I like hearing that, man. To me, that means they're trying to do something. I think that was a brilliant pickup. I didn't at first. I was kind of in between, but
it was.
I think that was smart. I think it was very smart because it's a win-win. I mean, if he doesn't help much, well, we've been fine without the dude all season. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. But if he can give us another dynamic to the offense that we kind of lost with Keaton Mitchell. I know we've been trying it with Justice Hill, and he's been doing it well, exceptionally well. But if we can kind of add another dynamic to it, man, that would be really awesome and make us even harder to beat, especially at home. You know what I mean? Todd Monken gave Lamar a lot of credit today. He was just saying how smart he is, he said Lamar kind of saves him, gets him out of bad looks. Lamar has full control. He can do whatever he wants. He said if Lamar doesn't like what I put in there, he has full authority to change everything I called. So I like hearing that, man. And he said, and he does. So, yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. If I would, let me ask you this
Yeah,
real quick before we move on. Real quick, if I would have told you at the beginning of the year, remember what our talk was? The secondary. I'm scared about the secondary. You know, we don't have a pass rush. If I would have told you, we'd be like top in the league in sacks. Our secondary would be one of the best in the NFL, and we'd have a first round bye. Well, I mean, would you believe that?
I would believe everything but the first round bye because I predicted that we were going to have the first round bye and we were going to finish the. I think I was spot on with our record. I think I said 13-4 was our low end, and
You
that's
did,
what we ended up being this year, 13-4. You know,
but that it actually
so and a
happened.
lot of people in the comment sections were calling me crazy.
They were, I included me. I thought this was 11, 12 win team.
You know,
I did expect this team to be very good, and especially in December. But I did not expect to have like a first round bye and be the top team in the AFC. Now, I thought we were going to get to the Super Bowl. I just thought it would be as probably a wild card team. And I thought Lamar was going to have to step up on the road
and
to get
we
there.
ended up doing what we had to do.
Yep. Yes, sir. Move on.
And he stepped up. You know, it's all coming through the bank now. But I think that I want to touch on Dalvin Cook before we move on. With the way Gordon played last week, I doubt that he gets activated for any more games this year. It's very unlikely that we see Melvin Gordon suit up unless there's another injury to the backfield, and let's pray that there's not. I like his playmaking ability. I like his, he's still a hard runner. It's just that he played on a shitty team and he didn't put up numbers. That Jets offensive line was atrocious. They got Aaron Rodgers killed in 4 plays, and I think he's still got something to prove.
He's
So
such a
even if it's
douchebag, by the
for a
way.
week or two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Dude, he's such a douchebag. Like what he's done to that franchise this year is like he stole all the attention from him. Everybody watching him work out and him trying to come back, and like he got a lot of camera time. Like even his entrance the first game coming out with the flag, like with the I don't know, it's just I don't know, man. He's just something to me. He's a douchebag. He's a douchebag. And then, like yesterday, he's not coming back on the Pat McVee show this season because of the stuff with Jimmy Kimmel being on the island list and da-da-da-da-da. And then he's back on there today. Like, you're a douchebag, man. It's like he's a headline craver. You know what I mean? And he is paid extremely well for people who don't know. Pat McAfee has said for being on the Pat McAfee show, he is paid extremely well.
$1 million an appearance.
Yes. Now, Aaron Rodgers didn't ask him for that. He didn't expect any money out of it. He thought he was just helping him out. But Pat believes in paying everyone, so that's a good thing.
It is. That's a whole different dynamic over at ESPN right now. They got a lot going on over there with Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers and Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock. Everybody's beefing over there. So it's just a little crazy over that 4-letter network.
It is. It's been a bad year for Disney in general. Lost billions of dollars.
So yes, they did. Before we wrap the show up, I know this is going to be a short one because it's we don't have nothing to talk about with the Ravens. The NFL coaching carousel continues. So far, Seattle doesn't have a coach. The Los Angeles Chargers, the Tennessee Titans, the Atlanta Falcons, the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think Belichick's going to LA.
Something tells me it's going to be either LA or Carolina.
Nah, I think he's going to where they have a quarterback. Well, Carolina does too, but he's not proven. Herbert can play.
It all
you can win a Super Bowl with Herbert. I mean, Herbert can. Yeah, I mean, but Herbert can win. He just that dude was a horrible coach. I mean, Herbert's a legit quarterback. He's Herbert. I mean, I feel like with Belichick, that would be kind of scary. And we got to play them again next year in LA. So I hope Belichick doesn't go there now to think about it. I hope he just retires. Like, dude, you got 6 rings, bro, and then you got a few as a D coordinator with the Giants. Like, I mean, what more do you want? Like, enjoy your life,
He doesn't.
man. You're 70-some years old.
I don't think he wants this to be his legacy, where the end of his New England Patriots career,
He wants to get another one like Tom did. I know.
Oh yeah, he wants. Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants another ring like Tom. That's exactly what he wants. Because I think it pissed off the entire organization in New England when Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because he did it without him, and the entire career, his people said he probably couldn't do that anywhere else but New England. Well, that's not true.
You're right. It's not. I like the fact that New England kept their coach in house and they've promoted Jared Mayo. I think he's going to be a really good coach.
I think that was Belichick. I think that was Belichick. Yeah, I pointed him. I really do. I think Belichick had that much respect from Robert Kraft to appoint his successor. And he probably had a strong input on it.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah.
We got a couple comments on Facebook before we go, Josh.
All right.
Somebody on the Baltimore sports page. I think they incorporate Andrews into the game to take attention away at the very minimum. Hopefully, to open up some opportunities for other talented guys outside.
That's a good comment. That's true.
Like you said earlier, Andrews. Yeah, Andrews is going to be a decoy until he's fully healthy.
Yeah. He didn't seem to have much tape on it in practice today, though. The pictures I saw didn't seem to be that taped.
He was definitely running a little bit gingerly on it, though, making his cuts and all that.
Okay. I'm sure.
Yeah. Chris George says, guys, what do you think about the real field temp in KC tomorrow? That's going to be tough, bro.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch that game.
Yeah, I'm excited to sit down and watch the game, too. I think it's going to be a great thing. And, that's real football weather.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It's not in a dome. It's not in sunny Florida or sunny California. It's in middle America, Bible Belt kind of shit, where, the ground's going to be probably feeling like cement.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be cold. And I'm going to be watching it in my nice warm house.
That's funny. That's funny you say that because I feel the exact same way.
Be nice and cozy.
But I'm looking forward to the weekend of football. Let's talk about the NFC before we wrap this up, man. We don't have to go over every single game.
49ers.
Well, they're not playing this weekend, so
I know, but they're going to be the NFC champ.
I got this.
The Eagles suck.
I got this sneaking suspicion that Dallas gets them back. Something tells me Dallas is going to the Super Bowl.
I don't trust that.
Everybody doesn't trust Dak, but I have this strong feeling. Something tells me that it's going to be Dallas.
You think it's going to be Ravens-Dallas?
I think it might be a Baltimore-Dallas Super Bowl. I know there's all these conspiracy theories about the logo and the colors and all that, and the NFL being scripted and all that mess, but something tells me Dallas gets this one, man. They're due for a Super Bowl appearance, and I think that this might be the year. Even though San Francisco's
going to win.
Oh no, they're not going to win. But what I'm saying is, even though San Francisco is the most talented team in the NFC, I truly believe that Dallas has a chance to really make some noise.
That's interesting. I just don't. I hear you.
I think Baker beats the Philadelphia Eagles this weekend.
Oh, I do too. I think the Eagles are in disarray, man. That locker room's torn apart, dude. They're not in a good place. AJ Brown acting crazy, not talking, and there's something happened in there, man. Something went bad. You know how a locker room can turn.
Oh yeah. No, I agree with you. Let's see. Chris commented, only thing about Mayo is he's never been a coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator this year, coach. So even still, Mayo's a good coach. He knows the system. He knows New England. that was where he played his entire career. So I think that'll be one of those situations where he's going to do just fine. He's going to keep the Patriot way going, but I think he's going to
Where's
bring
Mike Verbal going to end up? And why did he get fired? That was stupid to me. Why? He's a good coach.
He wanted to leave, bro. They are not going to re-sign Tannehill. They're not going to re-sign Derrick Henry. They traded away A.J. Brown. They completely crippled that man with building his roster. He wasn't going to last through the rebuild with Will Levis. He's only had one playoff or two playoff appearances in 6 years there. So this is going to sound a little bit crazy. I think he either ends up in Seattle or he ends up in Pittsburgh if they lose this weekend and Tomlin walks away.
Interesting. I don't want to see him in Pittsburgh. I could see him in Seattle though. I could see that.
Because like you said, I think Atlanta or the Commanders scoop up one of our guys. I think they grab either McDonald or.
I don't know why you'd want to go there though, man. I know Washington's under new ownership, but Atlanta's in disarray, man. They've had issues for a while now.
Every coach that gets in the NFL wants to be the guy.
Oh yeah, of course. You gotta take whatever chance.
If they throw him enough money for a couple years. Chris says, I think Dallas loses and Jerry hires Bill. I don't think that happens. I think Dallas. I mean, I just predicted Dallas to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't want to see Dallas in the Super Bowl. Well, maybe, yeah, because, I don't know, man. We would have to get pressure on Dak.
And I think we could. Even though their offensive line is good, I think we could. I think that we could put up points on their defense.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing about Dallas. I think that if McCarthy if he doesn't make the Super Bowl, I think he gets fired anyway. I think Jerry's not going to put up with that shit much longer. But I don't think it's going to be Bill Belichick going to Dallas because Jerry's too much of a meddlesome owner for Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like he ain't going there.
Yeah. I honestly think that if McCarthy is there another year, when Deion Sanders' kid Shador is ready for the NFL draft in 2024, I think that if anything, Deion leaves Colorado and goes to coach the Dallas Cowboys in 2025.
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy.
Why, dude? Right. He got slaughtered. He got slaughtered this year, his first year in D1.
He didn't have no offensive or defensive line, but that's just where we we got some more comments rolling in. Chris said that he thinks that Philadelphia fires Sirianni if they're one and done. That's a possibility because he's losing that locker room.
Big time. I think he's already awesome. No chance. That's what you got.
Our one of our followers, he watches every single show along with Chris. Brandon Mitchell. What's up, Mitch? All they got to do is harass Purdy for 4 quarters and limit McCaffrey. We gave everybody the blueprint on how to beat San Francisco, so that's definitely true. We got after Purdy all game, and we contained McCaffrey. He only had 120 total scrimmage yards against us.
Yeah.
Brandon says, where does Jim Harbaugh end up?
It's a good question. Maybe LA. Maybe Vegas.
I think Vegas keeps Pierce.
He got interview requests today from Tennessee
Titans.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't think he fits Tennessee. I think the way he had the Raiders playing for him the second half of the year, I think he gets that job. Something just tells me they're just dragging their feet. But I think he ends up staying in Vegas. if Jim Harbaugh turns down that Michigan contract for $12.5 million a year for the next 10 years, he's crazy. He's a god in Ann Arbor right now. He just won the national championship.
Yeah, I would stay if I was him. Why leave, man?
He has no reason to leave. He is a now that Saban retired, he is the football god down in college football.
Yeah.
Saban's gone, man. Run college football and start using the NIL like everybody else, and just go and get all these kids. He could raid Alabama right now for Michigan.
You sure could. The way this portal works.
Yeah, the way the portal's working, you could go grab their number one wide receiver. Just enter the portal, Isaiah Bond. Go get him.
Yeah.
You know that. You know. Wait for one of those Texas quarterbacks to hit the portal. Ewers just said he's going back. Wait for Arch Manning and see if you can get him in Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I totally think that he should stay at Michigan. But if he goes anywhere in the pros, I got him going someplace that's going to give him a Bill Belichick kind of deal where he can be the GM too.
Could be. Could be, yeah. I mean, because he's got a lot of reasons to stay. So I mean, I think he's going to win. If he goes to the NFL, he'll be good.
He's never
not
had
going
a
to make near as much
anywhere he's ever been.
Yeah, he's just a good coach.
Go to the NFL, you go to the NFL, you're going to make $8 or $9 million a year. You're making $12.5 a year with this new contract for Michigan. Stay at Michigan.
Exactly. You're right. But it's up to Jim.
Chris says that McDonald goes to the Commanders or the Falcons. Either one.
Maybe.
I don't think McDonald's going to be here next year. I love him. Who's your sleeper in this year's playoffs? What's up, KJ? Thank you for commenting on the show. The sleeper in the playoffs, I think the sleeper is only going to be on the NFC side. I think Tampa Bay makes some noise. That's my pick. What about you, Josh?
I mean, I guess the only team to pick would be Tampa Bay. I don't know who else would be a sleeper. Maybe LA. I could see LA going on a run. I know their defense is just okay, but their offense, I think they're going to beat the Lions this weekend just because the Lions' middle of their defense is soft and LA is like really good over the middle. So I just think they're going to beat the Lions. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams, man. I would not want to see them in the Super Bowl because they gave us a effing fit.
Yeah, that's very true. I would rather not see them.
I think they gave us our toughest game this year.
Yeah. Our boy Justin Wells, who's been on the show before, former Carolina Panthers offensive lineman. Thanks for chiming in, brother. The Cowboys are going to kill the Packers. I believe so. I think Dallas is going to be probably the most. They're going to beat the shit out of the Packers. I'm already convinced of that.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see what else we got rolling in here. Chris says that Crosby spoke up and said the team wants to keep AP. I don't blame him. That's one of those things where I think he's a player's coach. He's a Super Bowl champion as a player, and he's going to be in one of those situations where these guys will play for him, not unabashedly 100%. What do we think of the Washington coach taking the Alabama job? That's funny. He just got his ass whooped in the national championship game, and he went to Alabama the next day.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of our listeners, one of my homeboys I used to work with, Tony, he said the Rams are a sleeper. He agrees with you, Josh.
Yeah.
And then he says a 3-week layoff for Lamar hurt them last time. Hopefully history won't repeat itself.
Yeah, I think he was. That was a lot we do, but I think he was young then, and I think he's older now, more mature. I'm afraid of that too, but my faith is that he's older now, more mature. His team is different, built different than that team. I don't expect them to come out flat. I'm really hoping they don't anyway. I want to see that same team.
He's more focused and locked in than he's ever been, and I'm not saying that because he's our quarterback, but he is one of those situations. He's in one of these situations now where he's got this team and he's leading this team. He's not 23 years old on the sideline having fun with all of his homeboys from Florida. He's locked in and he's beating teams with his arm this year, not his legs as much. And I believe that I believe that if anything, this is just helping him kind of heal from taking a little bit of licks in the run, running the ball the last couple of games. I think he's going to be okay though, Tony. I think that he'll come out strong, and I don't think the Ravens come out flat next week. If the Ravens, KJ says, if the Ravens lose in the playoffs, will this be a huge disappointing season?
Hell yeah. It's Super Bowl or bust, man. Yeah, it's Super Bowl or bust. You got the first round bye. Everything is going your way. Super Bowl or bust. Coordinators are going to be gone.
It's not like we squeaked by the last month to get in. We beat teams
nonstop,
and we have beat them convincingly every step of the way. We beat Detroit. We beat Seattle. We beat Miami. We beat San Francisco. And we beat those teams bad,
real bad.
And I think it'll be a disappointing season because it's like you said, it's Super Bowl or bust because this team is going to look completely different next year. Hopefully Josh comes back. I don't know if his phone died or something cut out. But just to answer your question, KJ, they need to really just make sure that they go all the way for the simple fact that this team is going to look entirely different next year just due to the salary cap and Lamar's contract and all that. Let's see. Tony, this is the easiest pass to the Super Bowl. If they blow this window, it's going to be closed. Tony, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. If they can't get to the Super Bowl now, it might not happen for a while because Lamar's contract increases over the next couple of years. We're going to have to make some tough decisions about some veterans, mainly Ronnie Stanley, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams, Kevin Zeitler, Morgan Moses. We're probably going to lose Patrick Queen in the offseason to free agency. We're probably going to lose Geno Stone. We're probably going to have to tag Justin Madubuike. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those situations where we just have to make the most out of this team right now because we don't know what this team is going to look like in 2024/2025 and beyond. So, yeah, I agree with you. Johnson, KJ, you said that compared to the 2019 season, for me, the 2019 season is a disappointment because of how we beat teams with that new offense with Roman and all that. That's one of those things where we took the league by storm, but we just thought we were going to walk into Tennessee and steamroll them, and we got humbled. And we were walking into the stadium against this Tennessee team, and they wanted it more. And Lamar was 23. It was his first time in the playoffs, and the entire organization got a wake up call. And we've been clawing our way back to the playoffs ever since. And I think this 2019 team is not the team that's with the organization right now at all. I truly believe that it's not the same. Oh man. Okay, I just saw this comment rolling in. The real question, does Jim stay at Michigan? Now, Chris, we talked about that a little bit. a couple minutes ago. I just saw this comment pop up. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I think he stays in Michigan. He's going to pass up way too much money. $125 million is a lot of money to pass up. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of money. 12 and a half a year. He has no oversight from an owner or general manager. He's the guy, and he's pretty much, at the same level as an athletic director at Michigan. I know he's probably tired of the NCAA doing these investigations and suspending him and shit like that. But yeah, I think he stays in Michigan. I truly believe he does stay in Michigan. But yeah, guys, we've been on air, for almost an hour now. That will wrap our show for Super Wildcard Weekend. Once we know the outcome of the AFC playoffs for the weekend coming up, we will have a preview show with some guests for whatever team we're playing next weekend. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Enjoy some football. This is the first Saturday and Sunday as Ravens fans where we can watch football stress-free for the first time since August. So I'm looking forward to looking at these games and enjoying these games and not having to stress out and possibly be in a shitty mood or a good mood depending on the outcome of the Ravens game. I'm hoping the boys are just getting healthy and staying focused. And we will be back next week, guys. And thank you for tuning in. And thank you for all the comments. And we'll see you guys next Thursday.